Hey folks, it's Dr. Brenda, founder of the Gutsy Women Club and a financial coach, traveling the country in my RV with my 3 cats. And today I'm coming at you from Dead Horse Point State Park. We have another campground review. And before I forget, please subscribe below. If you already subscribed, thank you. Really appreciate it. So a couple of things to know about Dead Horse Point State Park. Okay, the biggest thing you got to know about: there's no water up here. There's no water up here. And this is quite a trek from the local town of Moab, Utah. So you're going to have to fill up your water tanks before you get up here. There are several places in town to do so. Some folks have recommended the Chevron. My friend filled up her tank at Maverick gas stations. They've got gas, water, and dump, and groceries. Pretty handy. So fill up your tank before you get here. There is no water. There are no showers. Now there is a flush toilet. There is some water up here, but not drinking water. So yep, be prepared when you get here. All right, this is an incredibly beautiful park, guys. This is like, I think they refer to it as the Grand Canyon of Utah, and it is spectacular. And you're going to see a lot of that on the video. So let's go into the review. I've given them a 4 out of 5 campfire review. Let's dig it right into it. The campsite, it's a really nice campsite. It's level. I've knocked off half a campfire because there's a lot of prickly pear stuff right by coming up onto the pavement. So it's a really nice campsite. Kind of hard to maneuver sometimes because you're getting in the midst of the prickly stuff. But campsite is good. Large pavement. I'm on a pull through. There are also backup sites. Really nice campsite. As I mentioned and emphasized, there's no water up here. So your restrooms are very basic. There is a couple of single restrooms, gender neutral, and just, it's a toilet and a sink. That works out good. There's an extra place there to wash your dishes. But again, there are no showers up here. So restrooms were clean, but, at the tops, given the fact that there really aren't any showers and the restrooms are pretty tiny, it's 3 out of 5. Amenities and trails. The trails up here, there's the east rim and the west rim. You can do a loop around. Incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Not far from the campsite. My campsite, you're going to find a couple of trails to the visitor center, also to the West Rim Trail. And those trails are spectacular. There's also, if you are into mountain biking, you can rent a mountain bike here. There's and tons and tons of mountain bike trails. So that is also an option. So can't go do much better in terms of the trails, for sure. Safety, no problems at all. I felt safe throughout my entire visit. One thing, again, mostly for women traveling alone, hey, they put number of occupants on the little tag that goes on your windshield. I don't like that at all, so I've had them cross it out. And again, I think I'm going to start making reservations, putting 2 or 3 people on there, because I don't necessarily need to advertise that. But I felt like it was a very safe campground. Cleanliness, 4 out of 5. There's only one area, and that's when you leave the entrance where there are garbage dumps. So if you're on the end of the park like I am, you kind of got to take your garbage and drive it over to the dump station. There is no recycling like in almost all state parks. I wish they would recycle, but I think that distance to the restroom or to the garbage, it adds a little bit of a tendency for people to leave little things lying around. Cleanliness, 4 out of 5, no big deal. This was a really tough one. I mean, I'm glad I added value in here. In the busy time of the year, it is $50 a night for non-resident and residents, plus the booking fees. In the off season, it is $40 a night. I've given it a 3 because given the location, and there aren't that many RV parks in the area, but the location is ideal. You are from the main road to Deerhorse Point State Park. You are just 4 miles away from the visitor center at Canyonlands National Park. And then you head down the hill and you're not too far away from Arches National Park. And of course, then you've got the spectacular views and trails in the state park itself. So you've got, no water, no full hookups. So you're not getting a lot, but given the location, the value's, somewhere in the middle. So anyway, the total campfires, 4 out of 5. And I really hope you enjoy the review coming up. Again, please subscribe. And until the next campfire review, you guys take care. If you stay here, let me know how you liked it. Bye-bye. This is my site. I've got a pull-through. A lot of them are back in, but around the rim we've got pull-through, which is always nice. And let me show you around. It's pretty spacious. Again, the sites up here are electric power only. No water, no hookups. And I have a covered area for my picnic table. I actually used it here today, or grill and fire pit. Very clean and empty. Fire restrictions here since there are wildfires. There is a separate tent pad if you want to pitch a tent or pitch a little patio out here. That works too. I got to be careful for some of these, the greenery here, because these are really prickly. So be careful there. And I moved my RV over a little bit so that I have enough space for my lovely catio. So it's a very nice site. It does get hot. This park has been full, I think, every single day. And so there's my power hookup. I'm in site 32, not far away from one of the main trails, so it's working out pretty well for me. I'm by site 29. I'm going to show you the access to the West Rim Trail. And if you have not hiked in this area before, let me tell you what, I'm used to following tree markers, colored blazes. Here you're going to be looking for piles of rock called cairns, C-A-I-R-N-S. And so this trail, you're going to actually walk through the wash 0.18 miles, and you're going to hook up with the West Rim Trail. There is an overlook. If you hit the trail, go to the right. Eventually you'll run into an overlook, which is one of the most awesome hikes, awesome views I have seen. I watched the sun go down a couple of times. Absolutely stunning. But definitely go in the daytime, because expect to take a couple of wrong turns, get back on that trail as quickly as you can. That's my best advice. Get used to looking for those stacks of rocks as the trail. There are four yurts right in this area. Again, pretty ideal. Most things are reserved. I'm here in the morning, things have cleared out, but these are very big yurts. I think you could probably easily fit 6 people in here, if not more. Huge decks. So this one is unoccupied, And so can't get you inside, but I will walk around the deck so you can get a good perspective. Looks like it comes with a grill. Too bad I can't peek in there, huh? But check out your view. This is your view from the back deck, huh? How about that? Incredible views. And that'll make you happy. That looks like an air conditioning unit to me. There's some firewood and large picnic table. So if you're not into the RV site or you've got friends visiting, grab a yurt. Grab a yurt because they're pretty cool. Not cheap, but cool. Fire pit here. Okay, so there's your peek at a yurt. This is the main restroom in the Wingate Campground. So you have two separate stalls. They have to truck their water in, so be very thankful that you get a flush toilet. Hey guys, how you doing? So you've got a sink and toilet. Pretty clean. There are no showers here, guys. Dumpsters are at the entrance to the campground. That is a good thing to know because I know I've been looking for one. If you've got a dog, right here they've got a little doggy waste bags, and you can leave your dog waste in here. So I just said there's no water up here, no showers. But this is really nice. They've got a dishwashing area right here, so you don't have to worry too much about using your water. You do have to fill up. People tend to fill up in Moab before they come up here. You've got to fill up your water tank. So certainly you want to conserve it and not have too much gray waste, gray tanks. So that is the main restroom. And while I'm here, right next to the yurt, Y6, yurt 6, and by the restroom, you have another trailhead. So let's go ahead and see where this is going to take you. Right now you are in the Wingate Campground. This is going to take you to the Wingate Campground. Very close, 0.12 miles, and the visitor center, 0.55 miles. So there you go. The trailheads for both the West Rim and the visitor center are back in this area where there is the main restroom and the yurts. Okay, I'm at the towards the exit of the Wingate Campground. This is where you're going to find all the dumpsters. There's a rock on those, which means they are full. And here's your dump station. The Wingate Campground is a relatively new campground here. And so this is spick and span, very, very spacious. You get your rig coming in, going out. Has some instructions if you don't know what you're doing. But a very generous space for dump station. This is the Wingate Campground. So it's when you get past the visitor center, it's going to be the first one. This is less occupied. The spaces are much smaller. You do have power hookups. But it looks like if you're a smaller trailer, you're going to fit in a whole lot better than if you're a big rig. So again, fire pits, nice covered area with a picnic table and a grill. So very nice, great views, but many of the sites themselves, so a pull out, so pull through. So there you go. Again, a spectacular, spectacular view. This is the visitor center. Inside you're gonna find some souvenirs and maybe some snacks. Tonight there is a star party. I gotta tell you, I did go to a star party over the weekend, 8:30 here at the visitor center in the parking lot, and it is really cool. So they'll have a ranger and they will point out the constellations. As the night gets darker, you're gonna see, hopefully, good if there's not a lot of cloud cover, you're gonna see some spectacular night skies, lots of stars and planets. So at the very back end of the visitor center, there's Colorado River overlook, east and west rim trailheads, and nature trails. So I'm gonna show you a little bit on what the east side looks like. Isn't this incredible, guys? This is their version of the Grand Canyon. So this is a short trail here, but it will hook up to the East Rim, I believe. I haven't done the entire loop, but that is on my agenda. I'll just head to the overlook. Here's the back end of the visitor center. Some nice chairs back here. There is a cafe upstairs, but it didn't look like it was open, so I'm not sure about the status. I'm here Labor Day week, early September 2021. Don't forget your face masks in the visitor center. And a little tip, Canyonlands. Man, you get out of the park, you take a left, I think 4 miles, you're at the Canyonlands Visitor Center. But there's no water, no food, nothing. You hike for a long day, come on back here to this visitor center, grab some ice cream. There's a small freezer there full of some ice cream goodies, so that's what we did. There's your tip of the day. But you can just see the overlooks here are just stunning. Just stunning. Not a bad seat in the house. So that is your visitor center. When you come into the parks, you're gonna check in at the kiosk, and your first left, there's gonna be a sign for bike rentals and the trailhead. If you are a mountain biker, hey, this is the place to be. There are also some yurts back here, which would be kind of neat, but this is the bike rental. You can rent a bike, return them by 3 p.m. No power on these babies. You got to power them with your legs. And this is the head of one of the trailheads for one of the mountain bike paths. Lots and lots of mountain bike options here. Bighorn mountain biking. I'm at the very end of the park, which is Dead Horse Point. I drove up here today, but I have walked. You can take the West Rim trail from the campground, just take a left, and you can walk up here. This is a very popular place at sunset, so you can see a fabulous sunset over the canyon. Consequently, it can be a little crowded. This is a little busy here today than what I had anticipated too. It's just middle of the week. It's Wednesday. So the story behind Dead Horse, of course, is dead horses. Apparently, cowboys would corral the wild horses into an area and fence them off, and come back and I guess select the horses they wanted and they didn't come back. So the horses were caught with a great view of the Colorado River, water below them, no way to get off of the ledge of the canyon. So, hence Dead Horse Point, since all of those horses died of thirst and starvation. So, not a very pleasant story, I know, but if you're wondering how Dead Horse Point got its name, that is the story. No one is sure why the ranchers, why the cowboys did not return. And this is also where you're going to find the signage for the East Rim and the West Rim trails. So again, it's very hazy today. Partly wildfires in the west. Some of the smoke is drifting over. Perhaps also a cloud inversion, but the days have not been the clearest. If you do go here at sunset, expect a bigger crowd. Also, no drones allowed in Utah state parks. When we were here at sunset, someone was flying their drone, being an obnoxious person to everyone else. We advised them that drones were illegal in the Utah state parks. He eventually halted that activity so we could enjoy it in peace. Those are some saltwater ponds over on the east side. But here you can see this is, again, you can hike this. I'm about a mile and a half from the campground. And pretty easy hike, but if you come up here sunset, just be advised the sun goes down, it gets dark pretty quickly, and you might have to either huff it back or take the road back because the trail can be hard to find. So I'm gonna end here with this video review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Just incredibly magnificent park surrounded by Canyonlands National Park, close to Arches National Park, and this is not a shabby place either, the Grand Canyon of Utah.